welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, May 12th, and I'm your host, Kristen McDonald. It is great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. This week on Norwood News, we meet the newest hire at the Norwood Police Department. A kindergarten student gets the surprise of a lifetime. But first, this week, town meeting members gathered for the special and annual town meeting. The big ticket items were the rezoning articles as well as the annual budget. Town moderator Jerry Slater recaps how the two nights went.
So we've just finished up town meeting. We had a special and an annual town meeting. First night, Monday night, spent majority of the time on the special on 3 zoning articles that were brought forward by citizen. And then we were able to finish the rest of special town meeting, which involved some special one-time appropriations and also a large borrowing for the light department in order to enable some infrastructure for a customer. Tonight, which was mostly spent on the budget, very, very lively discussions on the entire budget, including the general government and the schools. Good questions were asked by town meeting members. Answers were given by the various departments. There's a couple of takeaways for both general government and the schools to take into consideration for future budget presentations. And then we ended the night on the community preservation articles. There were actually 9 projects that we were asking for funding, and at the end of the night, all were approved, including a large project for the old parish cemetery and some work for the Morse House. So I would say that this was a great town meeting. We did finish in 2 nights. There was a lot of back and forth and a lot of discussion. Some new members asking some really great questions. But all in all, I'm very encouraged by the work that we did. And I might add that we had 2 really super moments, some highlights. The first night, we honored Jim Schmidt by having him lead us in the pledge for a happy 100th birthday. And then tonight, we actually had the newest police officer. Yes, the pup was in the house, and the pup, but really Officer Beguma, led us in the pledge.
It's May, and with this month comes many celebrations for Norwood High School seniors. This past Friday, the seniors headed off to the Norwood High School prom. If you were anywhere near the center of town on Friday, you saw the class of 2023 meeting on the town common, taking pictures and getting ready to board the buses to Lake Pearl. For school administrators, teachers, and students, it's always a special event.
What an awesome opportunity to bring the community, our families, our students, and our staff together. It is extremely rare, and I don't know of any other community that does it just like this, where we can bring our school celebration into the heart of the community, right at the town commons, and everybody's celebrating together, sending our seniors off for an amazing, safe, and fun night. It truly is a testament to the community of Norwood, to Norwood High School, and these seniors have had a great ride, and we're looking forward to celebrating tonight.
It's been a long year to get to this point. I'm happy for the students, and I'm very happy that it's turned out to be such a beautiful day, that these kids get a beautiful opportunity to share this moment with their families and friends in one of the best towns in America. And it really, really makes me feel great to be a part of it.
I've been teaching at Norwood High for 21 years. I love coming down to the gazebo, seeing all the kids. It's great to catch up on all the latest in European fashion. It's great for all the friends and family to be able to come down and see everybody get their picture taken and all that. Really brings the community together.
It's a pretty big honor, I've been looking forward to it for many years now. To be down here, it's surreal. It's just crazy to be here, and we're going to enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited, a little nervous, but it should be really fun. I'm excited.
NCM has been broadcasting the Prom Red Carpet Show for 10 years, and it has special meeting to the staff because they know that the live broadcast allows families who can't make it to the Common to watch from home. NCM also uses the broadcast as an opportunity for high school TV students to participate and learn about a live broadcast.
This is a very special event that we can document for these kids. I mean, when they have their 10th, 20th, 50th reunion, they can look back and say, oh, that's me at my prom, and this is, I had an interview, and this is what I was thinking at that point in time. Another reason is you have maybe grandparents that can't come down here, or maybe they live in another state, and we're shooting this live. So, your grandparents that might live in Arizona or something, they can sit down and watch you on TV and see you on your very big day. It's a very important service that we provide to be able to cover this and to, just let the kids of Norwood have a little fun, and we kind of just sit in the back and make sure we cover as much as we can.
Norwood Community Media does a good job being able to broadcast us for this cool event. It's great to be able to show people that couldn't make it tonight, family members, friends, so it's a pretty cool thing, and I'm glad they're able to do it. There's a lot of people here today, including my dad, who he's here, and he wants to watch it again. He DVR'd it on the TV, so we're going to be watching this again when we get home.
May is Military Appreciation Month, a month-long observance dedicated to people who are currently in the military or have resigned from duty. This week, the Willett Early Childhood Center celebrated with an outdoor ceremony that ended with a special guest.
The Willett Early Childhood Center is Norwood's kindergarten school. And this week, the students celebrated Military Appreciation Month by making posters and signs that were on display around the school. The entire school went outside dressed in red, white, and blue and custom patriotic hats to have a school-wide picture taken. But there was one student who was about to have a special surprise. Landon Gilbert, a student in Lynn Doherty's class, was about to see his father for the first time since July. U.S. Navy Lieutenant Derek Gilbert flew home in the morning and headed straight to the Willett School. Gilbert was excited to see his family for the first time in 10 months.
Just so excited to see my son. We got last deployment, got to see him at home, and he was super excited. So just looking forward to a similar type of reunion. Was fortunate enough that my daughter was at the airport to greet me, and so we've been able to spend a little bit of time together, but excited to see Landon. This is gonna be awesome. Oh, I'm excited about this, especially for an area where there's not a lot of military personnel. It's a very nice thing, I think, for the community to be able to see some military interaction. So I'm okay with it being a bigger deal. I'm just excited to see Landon. That's the most important thing.
And guess what? We have a special guest that wanted to come and visit. So if you guys just stay right where you are, our visitor's gonna come out to say hello. And everybody, if you just turn your heads and say welcome to our special guest.
I'm just happy to be back with my family. It's been a long time. Been gone for 270-something days on the ship and then away from the kids for about 10 months. So it's just amazing to be back together as a family. Once again, this is great.
Landon's mom, Michelle, is very active in the classroom and mentioned to Lynn Doherty that her husband was coming home, and the idea grew into a school-wide surprise.
I mentioned to Miss Doherty, who's a fantastic teacher, that we would love to surprise Landon at school, and maybe he could just walk into the classroom, and her creative mind has blown this up, and she's a wonderful person and teacher, and I thank you, Miss Doherty, for all this. He looks a little happy, so we're very happy to be together again.
We started school in September, and Landon's mom had told me ahead of time that his dad was deployed since July. So it's been a conversation that we've had all year with Landon. He was telling us that he missed his dad, and we would talk about it, and he drew pictures and things to send to his dad. We all made a project on Veterans Day, and Landon's mom mailed it to his dad to see. But then when today happened, when I found out he was coming home and it was going to work out perfectly, because we didn't know if he would fly in during the school hours or in the evening, it worked out to perfection, and I was so excited today. Just coming to school, I was crying on my way here, as were pretty much 95% of the staff. And as soon as I just threw it out there, does anybody want to participate? every single teacher said absolutely. They're all busy. We all have crazy schedules, but they dropped everything because they wanted to share in this moment with Landon, because we really love our students and care about them and their families so much. So it was a very special moment for me and the whole staff.
Moments like these are very special, and they're extra special when we get to share them with you. Make sure to thank those who are currently in the military or who have served. All of us at NCM would like to thank Lieutenant Gilbert for his service, and we know he will enjoy his visit back home. Coming up on Norwood News, we meet the newest hire of the Norwood Police Department. Ron Marshalsea updates us on this week's sports action, and Clayton Cheever recaps last week's book sale. Library Director Clayton Cheever told NCM all about it.
We are today celebrating the opening of, I don't even know how many book sales that have been going on, but it's been well over a decade of book sales that the Friends of the Library have put on, and we are just about to open the doors. The Friends are a private nonprofit that supports the programs we do here at the library. They've given us support every year to really a lot of it goes to the programs that we held in this very room. So a couple times a year we turn the room over, and they do, as we see here, put out tons and tons of books that people have donated and make them available for amazing fire sale prices. We've got AV for $1 a piece. We've got young adult and children's books, 2 for $1. They've got hardcovers for $2 and softcover paperback books for just $1 a book. So it's incredible deals. So there's some special books. There's some large format coffee table books and those kinds of things for between $3 and $5, which if you've ever bought those as gifts, you realize that is quite a steal. And everything comes and supports the library. So it's just a great partnership, and I couldn't be more appreciative, and thank you for being here to help us spread the word today. Well, so the Friends started so that they could support the library. We get lots and lots of support from town, but there's always, the best word of mouth, the best publicity you could ever get for a program is word of mouth. And Friends organizations around the state and around the country help public libraries by increasing awareness of the programs and resources that we have available, by literally doing what Friends do. We talk to each other and we talk about what we have and how we can all be better together. They also provide additional support for programs that just help stretch the public funding that we get from the town, so we can make it do even more. So that's really the original idea and what sustains the Friends today. Before I even went to library school, I worked in a cooperative bookstore, being surrounded by books, that serendipitous discovery of all the things that you didn't realize that you needed. But it's just so, when we surround ourselves with books, we're surrounding ourselves with people that we respect and admire, whether it's, cookbooks that I'm looking at over here, or some fabulous mysteries, or some great picture books, or, some books that we want to share with our kids. They're just a reminder of really wonderful art and culture and knowledge, and we're surrounding ourselves with the best of what we can produce. It's just fun to be here. I work in a library. I'm surrounded by books all the time, but these are the books that people can take home and just kind of to just get that thrill of living amongst and giving them a second home. So all the books here are lightly used. You're not going to find anything dirty. It's all going to be very high quality books, but you get it's almost like a rescue operation. You're going to find these books that somebody loved enough to put all the work in to publish it and to put it on the shelf and market it, and somebody bought it and brought it home, but now it needs a second home, and people can come to the book sale and help provide those second homes. So you're doing a favor for all the people, all the work that went into these works too.
If you missed the book sale this weekend, Clayton says there are still always things happening at the library.
If they can't make it during those times, and we close at 5 o'clock Saturdays and Sundays, they should just come. We always have book carts right when you come into the library, and there's an honor system there. So if you find something, it will not be nearly the selection that you have to choose from today, but they are running a book sale ongoing here at the library. So you're always going to find something exciting and fun when you come and visit the library.
Now we'll toss it over to Joey DeVingo with school news.
I'm Joey DeVingo, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. Last Friday, the Oldham 5th graders responsible for creating the Scoop at the Oldham newscast took a field trip to the Norwood High School TV studio. Organized by Laura Mullen and Jack Tolman, the goal of this visit was to tour the studio and produce a broadcast with the help from members of the NHS Update news team. They broke up into groups to learn about their crew positions, and then the high school students became teachers. The 5th graders learned how to operate the equipment, and before long, it was time to get to work. The students recorded their segments, which included an interview with high school students talking about their TV experiences. All the video clips were edited into a newscast that was broadcast to the Oldham School the following morning. While they were still in the studio, the 5th graders recorded a segment for NHS Update that was also broadcast the following morning to all Norwood High School students. The trip was a huge success. Both Mullen and Tolman expressed how rewarding it was to see the two age groups working together. Tune in to NCM to see both the Scoop at the Oldham and NHS Update. At the Balt School, Miss Davis's 4th grade class built volcanoes and caused an eruption. They used Play-Doh, empty water bottles, baking soda, vinegar, and food coloring. Working together, the students were able to see what happens when a volcano erupts. Some volcanoes were smoking and others destroyed the land around them. This is one of the classic science experiments that everyone remembers. Also at the Balch, 5th graders in Mrs. Kelly's class explored properties of matter. The students were given unknown substances and had to observe color, texture, particle size, and solubility in order to identify 5 different substances. These scientists did an amazing job collaborating to successfully complete this exploration from the new STEMscopes elementary science program. At the Callahan School, Ms. Donovan's 3rd grade students have been working on an iCivics project called Our Community Working Together. iCivics provides educational online games and lesson plans to promote civics education and encourage students to become active citizens. iCivics was founded in 2009 by retired Supreme Court of the United States Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. The 3rd graders decided to focus on their civic duty on the Callahan School community. They read with the 1st graders in Miss Walsh's class. They worked on being good role models and helping the younger students with reading. The students loved it. Several classrooms at the Little Mustangs are learning about bugs. Students are enjoying multi-sensory learning about different types of creepy, crawly critters. One classroom has had a bug sensory table requiring digging through pretend edible dirt to collect bugs into jars. For fun, fine motor activity, students are using tongs to sort different bugs without getting caught in the spider webs. For communication skills, students also sorted bugs by size and used sentences such as, "This butter is big, medium, or small." For a craft, students use Q-tips dipped in paint to decorate a snail's shell. For gross motor skills, students had a blast doing some bug yoga on the rug. Well, that's it for the school news. The students are always learning, and thank you to the educators who share their school news with us. Now, let's send over to Ron Marshalsea with the latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your Sports Update. The baseball team has now won 4 out of the last 5 games they've played, losing to Norton on Monday, but turned it around against Millis, swinging the bats extremely well. Senior Jack Cropper went 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. NCM was at this one, and here's Jim Keady and Eddie Hickey on the call for Cropper's first home run of the night.
Bad as this early
Ooh,
in
he
the
hit
game.
that ball good. That ball's hit deep to left center field.
That's
and
gone.
over. It's gone. Cropper has hit it out here. No help from the wind either. That thing was just a line shot out to right center field there. I don't know, what's that there? Probably about
360, 370.
Yeah, 370, and easily cleared the fence into the trees there.
Senior Sean Dittmeyer had 3 hits and 2 RBIs on the day, and junior Giacomo Serratori also knocked one out of the park, which ended up being a walk-off due to the slaughter rule. Their next game is Friday, May the 12th at 7 p.m. at home against Westwood. In other baseball news, NHS graduate Sean Mellon, class of 2016, has been promoted from the AA New Hampshire Fisher Cats to the AAA Buffalo Bisons. The Toronto Blue Jays announced this last Saturday. Mellon pitched in 32 games for the Fisher Cats last season, posting a .327 ERA with 61 strikeouts in 55 innings pitched. In his first 4 outings this year, Mellon allowed just 1 earned run in 9.2 innings and struck out 7 batters. Congratulations, Sean. In more baseball news, NHS graduate and current student athlete at Endicott College, Robbie Wachowski, has been named the Commonwealth Coast Conference Player of the Week for the 2nd time this season. His week consisted of a 7-for-20 performance at the plate with multiple hits in 3 of his 5 games, and he also hit 3 home runs, drove in 9, and scored 7 times. Well done, Robbie. The softball team couldn't get the wins over Norton and Millis this week, but look to take on Westwood for their next game, Friday the 12th, at home at 4 o'clock. The Deadwood lacrosse team took care of things against Ashland, beating them 11-8, but lost a very close one to Holliston. Their next game is Friday the 12th at 6 p.m. against Canton, home at NHS. The girls lacrosse team has now won 5 in a row and have not lost so far this month. The team beat Norton 18-11 and Milford 13-6. In the Norton win, junior Olivia Lodge scored half of the Mustangs' goals and added 2 assists. In the win against Milford, the Mustangs started off slow with it being 3-3 at the half. The team came alive in the second and NCM was there to capture this one. Molly Matchek and Ty Gonzalez were on the mics, and here they are on the call for senior captain Emily Fem's coast-to-coast goal.
Off. Yeah. It just goes.
So we call a one-girl transition.
Just going to take it all the way down.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Coast to coast.
I'd say that was coast to coast for sure. Fame with the goal. There's that 2-goal lead we've been waiting for.
The Mustangs' next game is Friday the 12th at Westwood at 4 o'clock. The boys' tennis team lost to Norton this week, but they play Westwood on Friday the 12th at home at 3:45, and they get a rematch with Norton on Monday the 15th at 3:45 right here at home. Girls' tennis lost to Millis, but got the 3-2 win over Norton this week. Their next game will be Friday the 12th away at Westwood at 4 o'clock. The boys and girls track and field teams both ran against Medfield up on the NHS track Tuesday afternoon. While the teams did not get the win over the Warriors, there were notable performances in the 100 by TKO James, running it in 11.5 seconds, and Tina Fontaine, who ran it in 13 seconds flat. Also, the boys 4x4 remains undefeated because of great overall effort by the Mustangs. Senior Dylan Hamway also performed well Tuesday afternoon, coming in first in the mile. I caught up with Dylan after his mile race and before his 2-mile race to ask how he feels the team season is going so far and what it means to have this be his last sports season of his high school career.
So far I've done the mile and now I'm going to be doing the 2-mile. From a team perspective, I feel like we've done well. The record hasn't been the best, but I feel we've all improved pretty well in times as the season's progressed, so it's been a good sign. And for me, I feel like I started off slow, but I've been able to build up through practice, and it's been showing in the meets and at all the invitationals we've done. I've played sports my whole life really, and for this to be the last season, it's something to just cherish and go in every meet looking to win and just enjoy it. Last one.
The volleyball team lost when they went to Dighton Rehoboth this week, but the team got the huge first win against a King Philip team that beat them 3-0 earlier in the season. Their next game will be Monday the 15th at 6 away at Bellingham. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshallsea. And Norwood News will be right back after this break.
Did you know Norwood Community Media has a weekly newsletter? If you are interested in signing up, all you have to do is go to our website, norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Once you're there, scroll to the bottom of the page and click on the Sign Up for Our Newsletter button. All you have to do after that is fill out your first and last name, your email, as well as your zip code. Once you press send at the end of each week, you will have our newsletter in your inbox, ready for you to catch up on all things Norwood.
The selectmen met this past Tuesday night with a full agenda and a few appearances. Chief Brooks of the NPD and Acting Chief Wright of the NFD joined Steve Hook of Holbrook Regional Dispatch to update the board on how the transition has gone.
As the board knows, we assumed dispatch responsibilities for the fire department and answering of all 911 calls on March 26th. It's been going very well. It's busy, but we're handling it well. Of course, There's always going to be a little bump, operational stuff that we have to overcome, and we're doing that with the two chiefs have been working very well together with us and the department members.
You'll see some new paws out on patrol at the Norwood Police Department. Chief Brooks and Officer Baguma are very excited to introduce their newest hire.
So our dog here, who is yet unnamed, came to us from Golden Opportunities for Independence, which is a nonprofit in Walpole, and they have these litters of dogs, and then they also participate in the training. They've done a lot of work with police departments in comfort dogs that are then a comfort to kids who might be having issues and problems and that sort of thing. So I wasn't always convinced that this would be a good fit for our department, just the way the building is laid out. It would be a little awkward for the dog, I thought, but as a few months ago, as everybody knows, one of the Coakley students, Tyler Lawrence, was murdered in Boston. And in the days following that, police departments from the area that have these comfort dogs, these Gophie comfort dogs, came to the Coakley, and the kids really got, I think, a lot out of it. And the timing couldn't have been better. Along comes Officer Baguma with a proposal about, gee, this would be a good time for us to get a comfort dog. And I read his proposal, and I thought a little bit about it, and we talked internally about it, and we all just thought it was a great idea. So we gave him the go-ahead to start. The company moved very, very quickly once we did that. The district attorney is actually helping us pay for it, Mr. Morrissey. He's been very generous on these kinds of programs. Officer Baguma is going to house the dog, he and his wife and his 5 children. I mean, that's a big plus. And so we just, we've got big plans for her. She's obviously tiny and she's just getting started on her training. But she's going to live with him and largely be at the middle school, but she'll be in and out of the schools, and she'll be with us at various town events where the police department would normally be.
Again, this wouldn't have been able without the chief's go-ahead. He was able to see, he really looks at all the details, but he was able to give me the opportunity to sit down with him and to explain what my opinion was on comfort dogs and therapy dogs. He did see the importance of them up close and personal. Unfortunately, it had to, it was really brought to light, just like the chief said, through both of us experiencing something that was tragic. But the great thing is when you have something great coming out of something not so great. The police department posted her arrival, and one of the big things that we needed, assistance that we needed, was the assistance of the general public. The general public took to the post and started giving out their names, what they thought that the new pup should be named, our new cadet, and we've collected all those names, and we've been able to list them in a top 8, so to speak, list, and we're going to be dispersing them to the Norwood Public Schools. They're going to vote, which definitely promotes engagement, and through their help, we're going to be able to finally give our cadet, our new pup, a name. We have a Mustang Sally came out a lot. Mustang being the Norwood from the Norwood Mustangs, and also a song. We have Rosie is in there. We have Brooke is in there. We have Hope. We have Shelby. We have many names, but we also again have that last and final 8th spot for any of the classrooms to come up with their own names and send it to us. So I hope all the schools are ready for this, and they will be the recipient, one of the recipients of having our new cadet in their schools and visiting them during different activities that they hold throughout the year and next year.
I cannot wait to see our new comfort dog in the halls of NHS. Before we go, we want to end with an exclusive Norwood News feature story. Norwood is known for hosting many road races. The Turkey Trot, Firecracker 5K, and Run for a Vet are a few examples. Last weekend, there was a new race in town, and this one looks pretty sweet.
Well, Boston, Chicago, New York, they all have really good road races. But, you know, one of the things that they are missing, a key ingredient, is the donut. Well, here today in Norwood, we are about to rectify that sticky situation as we bring you coverage of the first annual donut run here in Norwood. Well, you know, Jack McCarthy was supposed to join us today, but he's working on his diet and getting ready for the broccoli and kale 5K, I think sometime in June. But I am just pleased as punch to be joined today by the mastermind behind this idea, Charlotte Walsh, owner of the Charles River Running Club. Charlotte, beautiful day for it, but I mean, can you be honest here? Was this just about trying to raise some dough?
No, it wasn't.
No? Okay.
No, we just want to bring the community together. Running can be a little serious sometimes, and we always like to lighten it up here at Charles River Running, so we thought a donut run would be a perfect Sunday morning activity.
It's a great, beautiful day for it, a terrific turnout. It looks like it's going to be jam-packed. You know, to pick the donuts, I mean, what goes in behind the scenes there?
Yeah, a lot of careful consideration. You don't want to have any boredom, so there's some variety, but you don't want a donut to be too heavy, right? Nothing baked, nothing, jelly filled.
Now, so what exactly are the rules here? What do the runners have to do?
Right, so even before you start, you have to hold your donut at the start, and when I say go, you have to eat your donut. And you can't move along the course until you finish that donut. You'll run up to donut stop 1, and then again, you have to stand at the donut stop and finish your donut until you can proceed along the course to the final donut stop. Again, another donut, and once you finish that one, you can head back to the store.
And you've got a terrific, it's always about the swag, right? And so what can our runners expect for swag this year?
Yeah, well, on top of all the delicious donuts, you get a fantastic pair of technical running socks from Zensa that are donut themed.
Nice. Always about what you can get at the end of the race. So about 50, how many are we looking for here?
Yeah, I think we have about 54. We had a couple walk-ups this morning, which is great. And everyone gets to put their name in the hat to win a pair of free Brooks running shoes, who is our sponsor for this event.
Outstanding. Well, so this is our first annual, and if it goes along, we might look for it again next year?
Yes, absolutely. We'll have to see how it goes.
Well, Charlotte Walsh joining us here as she gets ready for that. Thank you so very much. I know we actually have one of the contestants who is here to try to give us a talk about what it's going to be like to be one of the runners. Got John from Medfield over there. Come on in. Thank you again, Charlotte. John,
good to meet you.
Good to meet you. So, beautiful day for it. Again,
gorgeous.
It's
Couldn't
sunny.
be better, right?
No chance of sprinkles, which is kind of nice.
Sprinkles, nice touch,
Right.
nice touch.
Thank you.
I was glazing over that. But
Ah,
that's
good. Yes, we could be here all day doing this. Good way, right? What kind of training goes into this?
I think it's fair to say I've been training for this my whole life. I've been working my way up. I got through the Munchkins.
Start small.
Worked through a box of 25 of that. Now I'm up to the dozen. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think the first jelly donut mile, it's going to be good. I think the whole secret here is not losing it with the Boston Cream final mile, right? That's going to be no reversals here.
Right. That's a heavy choice. That would be a heavy choice.
Heavy choice.
What exactly is? I mean, what are you really kind of looking forward to? Is it the run? Is it the donut? Is it a combo?
It's a real combo. I think as an athlete in the shape that I have not, looking forward to combining these two great things I love. Looking to be the Joey Chestnut of the donut running world. So yeah, it's going to be a good morning.
It's going to be a fantastic day. We got a good crowd coming in here.
Yep.
Want to wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you at the end here.
Thanks very much.
All right. Have a fun time. In the famous words of Fred the Baker, it's time to make the donuts and time to start the run.
On your marks, get set, go!
John?
Mark, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing? It's a bigger question.
I think, I found my secret power here. The donut, fried dough, sugar, sprinkles.
It's got everything, right?
It is. This is what the Kenyans and the Ethiopians are training on for Boston for next year now.
That's right.
So,
it is the nature's perfect food. You've got your sugar, you've got a good wholesome breakfast.
and it goes with everything.
Right.
Coffee, beer.
Everything.
Even running.
What's it going to take, do you think, to be able to finish this last little portion right here?
Not losing this. and not crawling to the finish line. I've been working on that one for the last 1.5 miles, so I'm really glad I caught up with you again.
I knew we had the right guy when I saw you coming around the corner.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to go focus on my work here.
Exactly.
Good to
Cheers.
see you.
Best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Well, an absolutely beautiful day here for the first annual donut run here in Norwood, sponsored by Charles River Running. Mark Hoover for NCM News, and I'm getting ready now for next year, and I'm already going to start training now.
That looks like a race for me. Thanks to Mark Hoover and Jack Tolman for producing that feature for Norwood News and for bringing me back a souvenir from the race. Also, a big thanks to Charlotte Walsh from Charles River Running for creating a fun event in downtown Norwood. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.